All right, what's happening, man? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a fragrance that I've enjoyed for quite a while, but I just realized I've never talked about. Doesn't get enough love, and it is this Perry Ellis Portfolio Red. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this in the last however many years, or even at all. Has anyone talked about this stuff? It smells a lot like another fragrance that's extremely popular. We're going to get into that, but before we do, guys, you know the drill. If it's your first time here and you haven't done so already, I very, very politely and nicely ask you to stop what you're doing, subscribe, and ring the bell. So let's go over the presentation first, then we're going to get into the notes, the price, the performance, what it reminds me of, and all the good stuff that you most likely clicked on the video for. So as for the presentation, just like the rest of the portfolio bottles, but this one has a nice like a apple red to black gradient. Very nice. You do have the Perry Ellis like a plaque on the front that is bumped out. Cap is like a matte black or flat black plastic. Almost got myself canceled. Nothing on the back or the sides. Bottom does have a sticker with a EDT or whatnot. I mean, if you guys want to pause it, you can read that. And the cap is very lightweight and feels hollow plastic, but it is very rigid. I mean, it's not going to break on you. And the collar and everything is just smooth with no ring. It doesn't click into place, but it does give a somewhat snug slide on. Distribution on the sprayer is actually pretty good for this price bracket. Let me move my drink out of the way because I'm not making that mistake again. Not bad. Now I do have the dry down on a test strip as always. Let's put the notes up on the screen and go over them together. And I'm going to tell you fellas what this thing reminds me of. So at the top we've got green notes and pear. And then in the mid, lavender, clementine, and basil. And then in the base we've got musk, teakwood, and sandalwood. So when this opens up, be forewarned, it is pretty dang synthetic. I expected that already because of what I paid, so I wasn't too worried about it. I was willing to give it a chance. As it dries down, though, it becomes very nice and pleasant and easy to wear. Pretty mass appealing as well. So you do get a lot of the green notes. They're not overwhelming. Pretty subtle green notes with a touch of a floral lavender, which is very nice. Now, with that like earthy floral green aspect of the fragrance, the bright and like citrusy orange like clementine smell with the pear alongside of that, very, very nice. It's very interesting. And then of course it all gets kind of delivered on this very subtle but nice and smoothly mixed like a musky woody base. It's very nice stuff. If I'm going to tell you guys what it smells like the most, what it reminds me of is like a Chanel Allure Homme Sport. Not exactly like that, but it does remind me of that. And my first thoughts was that this portfolio line, usually, from what I can tell, is inspired by something. And I thought that's what this was inspired by, like a Chanel Allure Homme Sport. But if I remember correctly, that came out in like 2010 or 2012. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this portfolio red came out in like 99. So for the life of me, I've done a lot of digging, and I don't know what this smells like that came out before 99. I'm clueless. I have no idea. So maybe Perry Ellis put out this as an original, and they happened to put out something nice, and maybe these more expensive brands like Chanel or whatnot stole this and did their better, more expensive version of this style of a fragrance. I'm just talking out my A double money logo, of course, but it's just a thought. That's happened before. This stuff is really, really nice, though. I think if you guys see this out and about at the rack stores, that's going to be the time to grab it, because I got this for, like I said, like $12. Online right now on FragranceNet, I think you can get this for around 18 bucks after their discount code, which is not a bad price at all. I think the rack stores now you might be paying closer to 20 or even 24, somebody told me, because of all the increases in the last few years. It's hard to get anything as cheap as it was. Now, as far as performance goes, this one is a pretty crappy performer. I get about 3 hours out of this, sometimes 5 if I use like the Vaseline trick where I put Vaseline where I'm going to spray. But I will say this. If you're going to wear this one, do not be afraid to spray heavy. A lot of you guys don't like to do that, but I am not afraid to spray heavy. When I wore this last time, I went heavy. I went like 10 sprays or more with this one. As long as you're about 30 to 45 minutes away from wherever you're going, it's not going to smell overly synthetic and headache inducing. So you'll be all right. It might give you a headache, but you're not going to give anybody else a headache after about 30 to 45 minutes. Very pleasant smell. Very playful, light and airy, sporty. Very sexy and sweet from the pear and clementine. Interesting stuff. I think you guys need to check this one out if you haven't already. For the price, it's very, very good. Just want to talk about it a little bit because I realize I haven't yet, and I don't think anybody really has. So it's a great way to smell, kind of like Chanel Allure Homme Sport, kind of like it, reminds me of it, but a heck of a lot cheaper. Hey man, if you liked the video, drop me a like. It matters. It lets YouTube know the video is worthwhile, the channel's worthwhile, you liked it. Somebody else might like it too. Maybe they should show it to other people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't already, man, but you should. Until next time, guys, I will leave you how I always leave you. Take your vitamins, hit the gym, and always stay improving. That's very important. God bless, be well. Until next time, I'm out.